In today's video, I want to go over a pretty big update on the PlayStation 5 and whether or not it's going to have complete backwards compatibility. It looks like that isn't a certainty at this point, as a statement has been given to Famitsu that Sony shared following the update on the status of backward compatibility on the PS5. We'll talk a little bit about that. Also, there is a really cool 2D side-scrolling action RPG that's been revealed for the PS4. That is called Dark Devotion, and it is out very soon. Want to talk a little bit about that, and we'll round out the video by talking a little bit about Death Stranding. The review embargo date has been revealed, and it was noted that Death Stranding is going to be a content-filled game, Kojima specifically saying that it's going to take a lot of time to complete. We'll talk that at the end of this video. First up, Sony has recently shared an update on the launch timing for its next-generation console, in fact titled the PlayStation 5, I think, as we were all expecting. They're also asking to wait before confirming full backwards compatibility. I think a lot of us were expecting that full backwards compatibility was going to be a thing on the PlayStation 5, given that it seems like Microsoft is full on board with offering backwards compatibility on their platform. I imagine the next Xbox will have full Xbox One backwards compatibility, but for the PlayStation 5, it seems like that isn't a certainty at this point. PS5 will, of course, be out in fall of 2020, and as far as backwards compatibility goes, here's the statement that Sony sent out to Famitsu. Quote, "Currently, the dev team is putting all power on verifying whether they can secure a complete compatibility. Please wait for more information." Now, what's interesting about this is I really don't think it should be all of an issue to get PlayStation 4 games working fine on the PlayStation 5. Unless there's some licensing issues or something completely unforeseen, I think the majority of games on the PlayStation 4 will in fact work on the PlayStation 5. Really, the question remains, are PlayStation 3 games gonna work, are PlayStation 2 games gonna work, and are PlayStation 1 games gonna work? I think that's what the majority of people want. PlayStation 4 backwards compatibility is great, but what I would really like to see is full-on backwards compatibility with every PlayStation platform. Now, I don't know how easy it would be to get PlayStation 1 discs to start reading on the PlayStation 5. Whatever the case may be, it should be getting to a point where the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation Store encompasses the entire history and lineage of PlayStation. Yes, that would be thousands and thousands of games to put on the PlayStation Store, but honestly, aren't we at thousands and thousands of games with all of the indie games being released and whatever the case may be? Not every PS2 and PS1 game are going to be put on the PlayStation Store either, but there were so many PlayStation 1 games, quality PlayStation 1 games at that, released on the PlayStation 3's PlayStation Store, and it would be great if I could just go back and play those games on the PlayStation 5 as well, whether it be a Metal Gear Solid 1 or whether it be a Final Fantasy 8 or something like that that I did buy on the PlayStation 3 way back when. And if it could work on the PS5, is it going to be something everyone wants to take advantage of? Probably not, but it is something that I would like to see utilized, and one of the imperative things that Sony should be looking to get done with the PlayStation 5 is full backwards compatibility for PlayStation Now, because PlayStation Now is becoming a compelling service with the reduced price, PlayStation 4 games being entirely downloadable, you being able to stream games is a nice addition. However, the real benefit of PlayStation Now, the real quality of the library in my eyes, comes from the PlayStation 3 offerings, whether it be the older Yakuza title, some of the JRPGs on there, a lot of the exclusives. There are some high quality PlayStation 3 titles available on PlayStation Now, although the majority of them are being remastered. So yeah, I guess you can play those games on the PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5, but does everyone want to drop a $50 on a Ni no Kuni remastered when it's available on PlayStation Now for $10 a month or whatever the case may be? Just something that I want to note. And of course, PlayStation 5 will be launching next year. We still have no idea what the launch lineup is gonna be, but if I had to speculate, it seems like Blue Point Games is working on a major release for the PlayStation 5. I had speculated that it's a Demon's Souls remake. I think that would be a massive, massive launch title. I saw some comments, people saying that they don't think that's a major release given that it's a 10-year-old game. Guys, Demon's Souls getting a full-on remake ground up for the PS5 would be enormous. A Demon's Souls running at 4K 60 FPS, reintroducing a lot of people to that game, because that's a game that some people did play way back in 09, but it was a PS3 exclusive at the time where the PS3 wasn't that big, and you're talking about so many more people becoming Souls fans since then. Hell, there's a younger generation of gamers, those that are in high school or those that are early college students, that they were super young when Demon's Souls came out. Think about it, if you were 20 years old now, you were 10 years old when Demon's Souls originally came out, and if Demon's Souls is going to be a late 2020 PS5 launch title, you can change that to 11 years, so if you're 20 years old in 2020, you'd be 9 years old when Demon's Souls came out. Yes, I'm dating myself quite a bit, but that's how old that game is, just to give you guys an idea. So that's a major release. Guerrilla Games is probably working on something, whether it be a Horizon Zero Dawn 2, a new Killzone, a new IP, whatever the case may be. That's something I would expect to see at launch. And then I could also see Ghost of Tsushima being transitioned into a cross-generation title where it does see some PlayStation 5 improvements. Speculation on my part, but nonetheless did want to make note of the backwards compatibility talk. Hopefully when all is said and done, at the very least, we get full-on PS4 backwards compatibility, but I think that should be a given. I think without a doubt it'll have full PS4 backwards compatibility. Real question is, are we going to get PS3, PS2, and PS1 games playable on the PS5? That is a lot more of an uncertainty. Alright, moving on from that, what is a certainty is that Dark Devotion is headed to the PlayStation 4 on October 24th, and this looks like a really cool game. It's a 2D side-scrolling action RPG, and has you explore the secrets of a mysterious fallen temple and put your Templar faith to the test in Dark Devotion, where no sacrifice is too great in praise of your god. Measure your devotion and your bravery by journeying into the deepest, darkest for answers to questions that will challenge your very existence. Game was released on PC back in April of this year, and it did get a relatively positive reception. 652 Steam user reviews, 76% positive, although the recent reviews have it pegged a little bit more negative at 56% positive, and that's based on 48 user reviews. Metacritic, it got a 72, but presentation-wise, it's got that slick pixel art style that a lot of games are doing to death, but this one does look really well done. It has a Souls-like atmosphere, and it's touted to be a richly detailed, immersive narrative that unfolds a somber tale of your Templar region's irresistible calling. Every encounter challenges your fortitude and conviction as you move deeper into your cursed pilgrimage, spanning 4 unique worlds, each with their own incredibly detailed environments. You'll wield dozens of weapons in your quest to discover the Templar's secret, all the while assailed by dark enemies and devious bosses whose core missions is to destroy your soul and damn you forever. Rooted in RPG appeal, throughout Dark Devotion, you'll discover an array of weapons, armors, and relics with which to enhance your character. Each item has its own attributes and statistics and is customizable with mystical runes. It is essential that you maximize your strengths and adapt your inventory to the enemy you're facing. Choose wisely. So obviously, there's going to be a little bit of depth to the gameplay, a little bit of variety, and it touts dynamic and heavy combat, dozens of weapons, armors, and items for various fighting styles, intricate system of blessings, curses, and illnesses, white-knuckle boss battles, rich complex storyline, dark levels, and brooding environments. And again, Dark Devotion is hitting the PlayStation 4 on October 24th, a game to keep your eyes on. And lastly, Death Stranding is quite possibly the most anticipated game for the rest of 2019. I know we're at the end of the year, but honestly, you can make an argument that Death Stranding was the most anticipated game of 2019 when you look at the entirety of the year. Let's not get into that debate right now. What I will get into is the fact that the Death Stranding review embargo will be lifted on November 1st at 12 a.m. Pacific time, so that is pretty early. The game has already gone gold, so it's not like this is a game that is still a long ways away or they have to finish up the development touches or anything like that, but the game is going to be released on November 8th, so the reviews are going to be coming out November 1st. You want to know what that means? That means Kojima and the team are very confident in how this game turned out. I'm expecting really, really good reviews. Generally speaking, you do not get a review embargo that's a week ahead of release unless that development studio is incredibly confident about the game that they have drummed up, and Death Stranding, I am imagining that it is going to get some really, really good reviews come November 1st. It's Hideo Kojima, it's a PS4 exclusive, everything coming together probably is going to make Death Stranding a game to remember, and it's going to be a game that you're going to spend a lot of time into as well. During Comic-Con Russia, Hideo Kojima was present to promote his latest game, Death Stranding, alongside Mads Mikkelsen, and he spoke on it, and he noted, a popular question, it won't be like that. It is important that the player can go through this adventure himself. The game provides mechanics that resets all actions of other players, rains wash away everything that was done by other players, plus the gameplay is designed so there is no strong influence from other players. But he also spoke on how long the game would take to beat, and he replied with a lot of time without giving you any number to rely on. I imagine that Hideo Kojima would be the kind of guy that would think that, hey, if I give them an idea of how long the single player campaign is going to be, that in itself is very much a spoiler. In the case of MGS5, that game concluded at a point where you thought the game was over, and then it just ended up continuing. Well, if I give you an idea of how long the game is going to take to complete, that might give you a little bit of a spoiler if I want to do something intricate with the storytelling or whatever the case may be on that. What I am starting to feel confident about is that Death Stranding is going to turn out to be a remarkable game. I had never lost faith in the game, it's just that the uncertainty and mystery surrounding the game I just thought was a little bit too much. I actually wanted to know what the hell the game was. However, I think that idea of uncertainty, I think that idea of mystery was one of the integral components of Death Stranding, and to keep you in the dark was how they were going to offer you the best experience possible, the best player experience be it. And I do think someone like Hideo Kojima is the only one that can get away with game design like that and promoting a game like that, because people are just inherently sold on the fact that it is a Kojima product because it is a PlayStation 4 exclusive, and that all coming together allows them to get away with a little bit of mystery. If this game was done by a new studio that just had a lot of funding and they were promoting Death Stranding this way, I don't know if the game would have gotten as much buzz as it has. I don't know if they would have been given that leeway, but that's not the case that we're in. It is Kojima, it is a PS4 exclusive, and that usually means it's going to turn out to be a really good game. And that's going to conclude this video. Again, we're not certain if the PlayStation 5 is going to have full backwards compatibility. I'm hoping for full PS4 backwards compatibility, but I get the idea of the PlayStation 3 being hard to get working on modern platforms. We'll see how that works out. Dark Devotion, a new side-scrolling RPG, hits the PS4 on October 24th, and Death Stranding's reviews will be published on November 1st. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.